Well, this is demo day. Persona 3 Reloaded. I saw this within the PlayStation Store, and I thought it was a good idea to check it out, but I never played it. It was released like 2 or 3 days ago, but I never played it. I was waiting on it, so it's been there for like 2 or 3 days, but I never decided to play it. Um, and since I went back to the PlayStation Store to see, under the demos if it's going to be there. Apparently, they only had it there for maybe about a week, maybe even less than that. Maybe it was only a demo meant to be up there for about 3 days, and then they took it down after 3 days. So I'm probably one of the few people who are going to be able to play this demo. And it was the same thing for um, Atelier, yeah, Atelier Yumiya. They only had it up there for about a few days, maybe 3 or 4 days, and then they took it down. And the same thing goes for this one. This is not like a demo, permanent demo. This is, we're just gonna put this demo on the PlayStation Store and pay for it for a few days, and then we're gonna take it down. So the only people who know about it are the people who downloaded it when it was available. So if it's still there, great, but I didn't see it when I looked through the various different PlayStation demos. Nor did I see Yumiya, so they took it down, I guess. So it's lucky that I'm able to do this one. And this is the Persona 3 Reloaded. Not sure what that means. That could be that they enhanced it. It's a remastered version from Persona 3, and they don't call it Persona 3 Remastered. They just call it Reloaded. Or it could be a new. It could be a remastered plus new activities. So you're just reloading your previous save, but it's the remastered version, but they just call it reloaded. Or maybe the new activities. Who knows? But we're gonna check it out. And maybe reloaded means they've actually it's not a remastered, it's actually a redone Persona 3. Otherwise it would have been called remastered. So maybe it's a completely redone Persona 3 or new story of Persona 3. But if it's a reload, then why would they call it, you know, reloaded? Why not call it something else? Or maybe that's just a catchy word they use for it. And it is new stories, but we'll see. So when I got home, I thought maybe I should do Warframe or maybe I should do continue Neverwinter, but I'm done with Neverwinter. I'm on Neverwinter, waiting for those 222 days to be fully over of my VIP, and then come May, I'm done with that game for a while. I won't play that until September. But for today, um, since I've been on Warframe consistently for the past week, I thought for yesterday and today I should be doing something different. And since I'm going to be playing Dante next week, Like I wanted to check out the demo arena, and I saw Persona 3 and Persona 3 Reloaded. And since it's no longer within the PlayStation Store as a demo because they only had it up for a couple of days, I want to see what Reload is all about. Um, Emphasis on Persona 3. Persona 3 is probably the persona that made Persona famous in the US or North America. It wasn't Persona 1, it wasn't Persona 2, it wasn't Persona 0. It was Persona 3. That's what made it famous within the United States and North America, South America, um, Central America, all of the Western continent. So here's the thing. I would say I would compare it similar to that of Final Fantasy VI. It wasn't really Final Fantasy VII that made Final Fantasy famous in the US. It was really more like Final Fantasy VI that made it famous or got it recognition. And Final Fantasy VII made it popular. So 7 made it popular, but 6 is what gave it the recognition it needed for 7 to be played in the US. So the popularity of 7 made it famous in the US, I guess. But what gave it that little push through the door for popularity, what made it the Final Fantasy an interesting and playable game or a must-have game was due to Final Fantasy VI. And it's the same with Persona 3. It's due to Persona 3 that Persona 4 and Persona 5 became famous worldwide. So it wasn't so much Persona 2 and 1 and 0. It's Persona 3 that made all other Personas following thereafter. 3, what am I talking about? 4, 5, and then the Persona 6 that's coming down the wire later on in the future. But they claim they're making popular. And all the other Persona games thereafter, um, including um, the multiplayer online game, Fantasio. Yeah, so Refantasio. So yeah, it's due to Persona 3 and Shin Megami Tensei series that the Persona games became popular because the whole Shin Megami world, Tensei games, 1, 2, 3, 4, really gave popularity in Japan. And once Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne came out in the United States, that's when the Shin Megami world was exposed to the US from Nocturne. And after Nocturne, Shin Megami Tensei Devil Hunter, Shin Megami Tensei Devil Summoner, I believe it was Devil Summoner, and Shin Megami Tensei something else. Those continuing games after Nocturne made games like Persona 3, made them to decide to release a game like Persona 3 in the United States. And once people played Persona 3, they saw that it was very different from Shin Megami Tensei games. So it was due to Persona 3 that the popularity of 4 and 5 existed. Otherwise, if Shin Megami Tensei 1, 2, and 0 were permanently in Japan and stayed in Japan, and if Shin Megami Tensei, or should I say, if Persona 3 failed in the US, there would have been no Persona 4 and 5 in the US. It would have stayed in Japan. So the success of 4 or 5 is due to the success of 3. Because if Persona 3 failed in the United States and in North America, Persona 4 and 5 would have stayed in Japan, and they would have never released it in the United States. So that's how that goes. So I never really say Persona 5 is the best Persona, because Persona 5 wasn't the Persona that made it popular in the US. Persona 3 is the Persona that made it popular in the US. Otherwise, there would have been no Persona 5 if it wasn't for 3. Vice versa, I believe if Persona 5 was Persona 3, the story of Persona 5, the characters of Persona 5, everything in Persona 5 was actually Persona 3. The same would be said for the story of characters in Persona 3 and everything that happens in Persona 3. If Persona 3 was 5, the same thing. But that's not the way life goes. Whoever comes first and whoever is the one that made it successful is the one that gets the first props. Because there's no guaranteed if Persona 5 was released way back then with the type of technology back then and the type of colors and color manipulations and software usage and music and sound effects, would it have actually be as good as it is today? Persona 3 is today. Or should I say Persona 5 is today? Could have been, but who knows? Because if, to be honest with you, how the characters use the persona in 5 is weak sauce compared to how the characters use the persona in Persona 3. And the characters in Persona 3, several of them are more interesting than those characters of Persona 5. There's only a few characters in Persona 5 that are more interesting than 3. And the story of Persona 3 is more psychological and more interesting than the story of Persona 5, which is about um, getting kidnapped and people using the other world in order to commit crimes and stuff, and everything that was present in Persona 4 was heightened to another level in 5. Whereas in 4, it was more of a fighting a criminal situation. So they basically took everything that was good about 3 and they removed the criminal aspect that was present in 4, and they heightened up what was good in 3 and they made it into 5. So that's what Persona 5 is. A better version of what 3 would have been. But from a psychological point of view, 3 was always more psychological and more manipulative and more darker than 5 was. As the personas progress later on in the years, there seemed to be light on the darkness. So I don't know. That's why I believe Persona 3 can always be respected by that count, because it's a little bit darker, it's a little bit grungier, its story is a little bit deeper, its characters are a little bit more personal, even though its social system is not better than the characters in 4 and 5. But the general story of 3 is better than the story of 5, and maybe some of 4, but not really. What I'm trying to say is 3 is like the lesser version of 4 and 5 combined. So if there are things you like about 5 but you don't like about 4, 3 has it in it. And if there are things you like about 4 but you didn't like about 5, 3 also has it in it. So I'm going to play this demo for right now. I'm just going to enjoy it. And I like that it's called Reloaded because you get to see everything from a more modern era and modern design point of view. From if they were to make a new Persona game, how would they make it? How would it be presented? So this is very interesting. This new menu, the new menu system, is very good. I like it when I like the new menu system. I like that it keeps the same aesthetics from the old game. Everyone's darkened out. I like when you press on it, it zooms in and it shows the different game. It shows easy, peaceful, normal, hard. I like the sound effects with regards to you scrolling over each. So right out the gate, the beginning, the new animation, the additional stuff to add to the animation is good. So that's one point. I'm starting from 5 like I usually do. And point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 1. That's how I'm going to do it. So right out the gate. 1 point for the animation, 1 point for special effects, and then 1 point for the opening menus, 1 point for the rollover, 1 point for the sound. Everything sounds great. And of course, the music still present. So everything from the old game is present. So far I'm at a 5.5 with regards to the game. Oh, one other point for the wallpaper. That's done pretty good. And the size of text. So 2 more points. So I'm at 5.7. And this is the proper text size you should use for words when you're writing things. You don't go small text, you go like medium-sized text. Oh yeah, one other point. A point for animation. The animation looks cleaner than it was in the past before, but that's normal with new technology. And of course, the lighting also looks good as well. So lighting is good. So I would say right now I'm at a good 6.
The trigger. Come on. There's no way I can't.
Your attention, please. Today's train schedule will be modified due to a rail switching malfunction. We apologize.
Now I don't know about the reloaded part. It feels like I'm playing the original story from when I remember playing it. Certain scenes seem to be playing out the way I played from the original story. But I'll need to check my cell phone to see what has been changed. Because I didn't look it up. I just went straight into it. I need to know what's the difference between Persona 3 and the reloaded version. Is it just a remastered or is it redone story? Okay, so I just looked it up. It says here Persona 3 Reloaded was released in February 2024 in Japan and is a remake of the 2009 Persona 3. The game is a remake. Now, it says it retains the original turn-based combat while adding new features and quality of life improvement. The remake boosts a visual overhaul with dynamic lighting, detailed reflections, and refreshed character portraits. It also features a new voice cast, soundtracks, and additional scenes and character interactions. Um, Now, it doesn't say anything about the story being remade. So, if this is a remake, then the story has to be remade too. If the only thing that is retained is the turn-based combat with additional features and quality of life improvements, then those things are maintained. But if the remake boosts the overall dynamic lighting, reflection of light, character portraits, then that's a remastered more than a remake. So, what in order to claim remake, certain situations that characters do will have to be totally different from the original Persona 3, and certain parts of the story will have to be completely different from the original because you're remaking the game. You're remaking it from the bottom up, remaking the story, remaking how things are interacted, remaking on how people see. And let me see, Persona 3 Reloaded story. See what the wiki says. Says the game received positive reviews from critics and sold millions of copies within its first week, making Atlas' fastest selling game. That's because it's Persona 3, the game that popularized the Personas. Reload remakes the main. Okay, here it is. Reload remakes the main story of Persona 3 with various graphical and functional updates that bring the game in parity with series' later installments. Sojima oversaw overhaul of art direction, and Tomohiro Kumamaji, Kumagi, and updated character design. And Azusa Shimada, and music was written primarily with additional arrangements by original composer Shoji Meguro. An original track performed by Azumi Takahashi and Lotus Juice. Okay, so everything was remade based on what this is saying. It says the remake of the main story, various graphical functions updates as well. So the story is remade as well. Is everything might be playing out the way it originally played out, but it basically says here Reload remakes the main story of Persona 3, remakes the main story of Persona 3 with various graphical and functional updates that brings the game in part what in parity with series later installments. Okay, in parity with series later installments. Oh, okay, I see what it's trying to say. Okay, it's trying to like bring something that was old into the now generation, um, with the more recent installments, have them all connected together in some way. Okay, and Sajima oversaw the art direction and update character designs. Okay, so characters looked a little bit differently, and music primarily by Kitajo with additional arrangements with original composer, and vocal track performer. Okay, so they changed up the vocal tracks and they made some musical improvements and rechanged certain things within the music. So what was original music, some of it has been rechanged or recut or remade and repasted. So you're not actually listening to the original music. You're listening to the original music updated and rechanged. So that's why it's a remake. So, and the same thing with the story. The story is not. This is not. This is not the. Was it Until Dawn? Where I'm playing Until Dawn and everything is pretty much 100% the same except for certain additional scenes. From what they're saying here, majority of the story has been changed, or most of the story has been updated to fit with in parity to what happened with later series games thereafter, like Persona 4 and 5. So I get it. So let's just play this. And they would be right. They would be 100% right. I do not remember when I was playing Persona 3 and starting playing Persona 3. I was walking down a pair of stairs and there were bloody people here. Now, the only way to find that out to see if that's true, so I don't stay here forever on this, trying to figure out whether this is a remastered remake, is to go online and type in Persona 3 FES playthrough. No commentary. And this is the original playthrough. Let's see, this was from 4 years ago. So let's look at this person's playthrough. I'll skip it and I'll see. Okay, so from what I see, the original opening scene from the girl trying to shoot herself and him having a headache and crossing the street, those are about the same within the animation. Looking at the clock within the subway train, same. Putting your name in is pretty much the same. But let's see here, what's going on here. Okay, so he's walking down the street, he's listening to his music, and he has a piece of map or a flyer, and it's nighttime, and he walks up to a house, and he's about to walk into a house. It seems like the world outside has changed for him. He doesn't notice it, but he's in the afterworld, and he's walking listening to his headphones while looking at this piece of map. And now he takes off his headphones, he walks into this hotel, and into this hotel he meets the characters of the Persona world. So that alone is different from what I'm seeing right here, where I'm on the subway. Many things are playing out the way the original game plays out, but all of a sudden he walks down the stairs and he sees bloody footsteps all over this place. So that's already different from the original story. So they're right in many ways. It is remade. Because even though part of the original story is present, this is also a very different part of the story that's not present. And in parody means seeming almost like future games that came down the road. You could basically say this is kind of in parody to Nocturne, and also in parody to Persona 4 and 5. Well, actually more Persona 4 when he was walking. But it seems more in parody to the Shin Megami games that came after rather than Personas. strip mall. Yeah, this is very different. What the hell is this? Yeah, there were no coffins in the original game. At least not at the beginning.
Welcome. You're late. I've been waiting a long time.
Yeah, it's definitely different. When you first meet this kid um, within the dorm, it's a cutscene. It's not a an introduction scene with text, and or should I say, it's not an interactive scene with text and character. It's just a cutscene that people are
If you
speaking.
wish to proceed, sign your name here. It's a contract.
Yeah, it's definitely remade. It's like Resident Evil 2 remake. Even though Resident Evil 2 remake, it's similar to that of the original OG, but how things happen is very different from how they play out in 2. So this is playing out very different than how 3 played out.
There's no need to be scared. All it says is that you accept full responsibility for your actions.
Okay, so I'll give it 2 points. I will give it 2 points for that. So now I'm at a 6.2. For it, one being a remake, actually I'll give it 3 points. For it, one being a remake and sticking to the word remake and it actually being very different from how 3 started. And it doesn't do the Until Dawn BS. And 2, the music is also a bit different. And 3, certain scenes and dialogues are also a bit different from the original. So I'm at a 6.3 right now. It really gets my interest right now. And you know what? I'm a 6.4 because the original text box with regards to like thought bubbles or text box highlighters and indicators of names and characters and words was obviously more raunchy in the past, but here it's different. Even how you do your name is changed. It's more up to date in current times. Where original one had like a just a open text screen for you to put your name. This one does like a little signature thing. So yeah, I'm a 6.4 right now. It's going good. Everything looks good. Character designs look better. Everything looks more clear. How the story is playing out. I would prefer the little intro scene of him entering the dorm with the headphones on, like the original. I believe that's better. But this is a remake, so they're not going to do the same thing. As a remake, I believe the original one was better. So for the moment, I'll stick to 6.3. I was going to give it 6.4 in regards to the text, but I not have thought about it. The original scene with him having the headphones in his hair and then on his head and then walking into the building is better than this one. So I'm at 6.3. It's a ridiculous name, but it's the name of a good series. Then again, should I give? I mean, I would never call. Yeah, that's kind of dumb. Like, I would never give him the name Cowboy Bebop. Yeah. Well, let me just think about it for a minute. Heat Guy J? No. Um, Realm? Nah. Memoru? I don't think so. Author? Nah, he don't look. Definitely not the command type. Mm, he's not a gym type. He's not rebellious like, you know, like the previous Persona guys or the future ones. I forgot the character of this guy. He's more like a Cloud type, more, but a more niche, not a niche, more neat, recluse type. Uh, Gunther? Nah. Shinzo. Too easy. Sakamoto. Uh, too intelligent. Steve. Too funny. George. Too funny. Enzo. Too serious. Izo. Also too serious. Hamlet. Too depressing. Fen. Too aggressive. Ragnar. Also too aggressive. Homunculus. Too weird. Hugo. Uh, he's better than a Hugo. I would give him a Hugo, but he's better than a Hugo. Jin. Uh, too recluse for a Jin. Gin. Yeah, he's more of a Gin. But he's also a hero, where Gin is less of a hero. Hero Yui. Hell no. This guy can never be a Hero Yui, even on his best day. Hamaji. No. That's the Dog Warriors. The Hawkenden. What was that guy's name from the Hawkenden? Impachi? Shino? He's a Shino. Yeah, I'd rather him be a Shino than a Shinji. Screw Shinji. There's nothing wrong with Shinji, but Shino. Utamaki. Hikaru. Not the anime Hikaru. The singer. Oh, wait a minute. No, I'm thinking about Yuito. I think that old 90s Japanese singer. Nah, forget that. Hikaru. What about Azumi? Oh, that's a female name. He's not the ninja type, anyway. Azumi is far better than him, anyway. Um, Gunbuster. Screw it. Shino Gunbuster. That's too old of an anime. Um, Badass. Well, the Macross have always been great, no matter what generation. So is the Gundams. I'll call him. I'll call him Shino Yui. Shino Yui. You don't deserve to be called Hero Yui, but you will be called Shino Yui. And not the same Yui. Is it the same Yui? Hero Yui. Let me see. I want to screw it up. Hero Yui is like my fourth favorite Macross. I mean Gundam character. Yeah, spelling it all wrong. Let's try that again. Shino Yui. That way he could be more serious and less adventurous and badass than Hero in the first name. He's more serious, but at the same name he's adventurous in the second name. I could deal with that. Because this guy could never be a Hero Yui, but I could see him as a Shino Yui.
Good.
Fast forward still
And so,
exists.
it begins.
So 6.4 fast forward is present. Auto is also present from the original game. Or maybe auto was never present in the original game. Or fast forward. I don't remember
Who's
if
there?
it was one or the other was present. This is also from the original game, the scene.
How are you here at this hour? Don't tell me.
Wait!
Huh? The lights.
I didn't think you'd arrive so late.
Now, the one thing I understand that they're going with a reload and the color is that they're using is blue because the blue hue is the color they're using for Persona 3. But I would prefer that they wouldn't use the blue hue for the drop shadow for characters, because if a character has red hair and her clothing is red, a blue hue as a shadow behind her doesn't actually look good at all. They could have just gone with the black, and if they didn't want to go with the black, they could have gone with a lighter form of something more colorful. But I guess they wanted to stay consistent all around, so it made more sense for everything to be blue. But it really doesn't look that great as a shadow. The blue drop shadow behind a person.
My name is Mitsuru Kirijo. I'm one of the students who live in the storm.
But everything is good so far. I like the time of day, showing the time of day, showing the date. The characters don't speak unless you put in an auto and fast forward. So all in all, I'm at a all in all, I'm at a 6.5. I like the background and perspective of the background. It really did a good job with regards to seeing things at a more far distance. You could see all the details. You could see the little plant in the background and the other plant or vase that's on top of the footstool. If it's not a footstool, the table. And you can see the stairs going all the way up from the back. And of course, the text hidden of the word Wednesday behind the forward text of the day and the month, and of course the green text for late night. So everything works very good with regards to colors usage. So that's why I'm at a good 6.5 right now. Everything works. Maybe 6.6 because I could really see everything very good. If I was using like HD high res, it would have been really even better. So I'm at 6.6 with regards to this. It's very good. I'll put in an auto and try to keep the chatter down.
Who's he? He's a transfer student. It was a last-minute decision to assign him here. He'll eventually be moved to a room in the boys' dorm.
Is it okay for him to be here?
I guess we'll see. This is Yukari Takeba. She'll be a second year this spring, just like you.
Call me Takeba. Yeah. Nice to meet you too.
It's getting late. You'll find your room at the end of the hall on the second floor. Your things should already be there. Why don't you get some rest?
Oh, I'll show you the way. Follow me. Here's your room. Pretty easy to remember, huh? Since it's all the way at the end here. Do you have any questions? Huh? Contract? What are you talking about? Can I ask you something? On your way here from the station, was everything okay? You don't know? I guess that means you're fine. Well, okay. Don't worry about it then. I'd better get going. I'm sure you still have questions, but let's save them for later, okay? Good night.
Now, I will say one thing. I'm not sure if the original games tint and hue color were actually blue with a touch of green or with a touch of sky blue. Um, I remember yellow being a main part of the game and some blue being um, in the game, but I do not remember blue being the main color. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I just need. I just wouldn't have chosen blue. I would have preferred to go with red. Then again, I believe that's an overused color. So, blue it is. And of course, yellow is mainly color used for Persona 4. So, blue seems to make more sense. Now, since this is the beginning of the game, it'll eventually teach me along the way through the demo. So there's no real reason to know any of this stuff. If I want to know a little bit of history, I could always look here. So this is, I believe this wasn't present. A dictionary wasn't present in the original game. Maybe a tutorial present was. Um, a social link was present in the original game. I believe. I'm not sure if this whole water system design was present, but I kind of like it. Not sure what him being upside down is all about. But eventually, if this is part of the story, it will eventually reveal itself as the reason why water is being used in this menu system. It'll all come to light eventually. I should probably go to sleep early today, but I should put my stuff away first. Okay. And I'm pretty sure if I was to buy the original game of this Reloaded, it would probably come with a DLC and additional outfits and stuff that if I go in my closet, I could put it on. So, in comparison to this and like say Persona 5 where he's up in the attic and stuff, I would say this is a lesser version than that. I mean, the guy has an entire attic to himself, but then again, this is a dorm room. This isn't an entire attic. An attic is much bigger than a dorm room. It's like a room, but a Japanese attic is much bigger than a dorm room, depending on the design of the attic, I guess. But this is like particularly a standard small cubicle version dorm room in Japan and also in the US for like one or two people. So this makes sense that it would be this small. So if anyone complains and say, "Oh, this is smaller than the room in Persona 4 and 5," doesn't look that great. But like, you ever go and live in a dorm room? It looks exactly like this. Everything is neatly placed. Everything is tidy. It's like you're in a room made by a military person. So yeah. So unless your previous roommate moved in and messed everything up, making it look like shit, this is how a room typically looks.
It's Takeba. Are you awake? Good morning. Did you sleep okay? I've been asked to show you the way to school. Are you ready to go? let's set out. This is how we'll be getting to school every day. It's a monorail. Pretty cool, huh? I honestly love the ride here. It almost feels like we're flying over the ocean. Oh, by the way, our school's at the last stop on this line. It's called Tatsumi Port Island. Have you heard of it? The whole thing's man-made, and our school's smack dab in the middle. Oh look, there it is now.
This is when you don't drink hot down in Central 3. It's meant to be cold.
Morning. Well, here we are. Allow me to welcome you to Gekukan High School. I hope you like it.
I completely forgot.
You'll be okay on your own from here, right?
I completely forgot that the story in 3 is actually better than the story in 4. Because now that I think about it, the story of 4, Persona 4, was to catch a serial killer who was throwing people into the other world and committing murders. Whereas this one is more a greater story. It's not about just catching a serial killer. It's a larger story. So the actual story of 3 was more of what's going on in the world rather than just to catch a killer. So the story of 3 was actually better than the story of 4 now that I think about it. The story of 4 was more of a personal journey to catch a killer. It wasn't like a big organization you're trying to take down. You're just trying to take down one guy in 4. So the story in 3 is actually better than the story in 4 now that I think about it. It may not be better than the story in 5, but it's actually better than the story in 3 now that I think about it. So actually Persona 3 gets kudos for story as well in comparison to a game that came after it and the games that came before it. So I completely forgot that 3 was actually, story was actually a little bit better than 4, and actually might actually be a little bit better than 5 as well. But I would have to play it again to see how things happen. I do realize one thing though, the music has changed vastly from the original Persona 3, so they made it to be more upbeat. So yeah, I like it a lot. I like the fast-paced music, upbeat music of the school that he's going to and the time of day. Yeah, it's very interesting. So I would say I'm 6.8 with regards to music and with regards to what I'm seeing right now, and the story playing out so far is very good. 6.8. I mean, about the only bad part I didn't like about the game was the intro, that scene that was changed, but other than that, it's great so far.
Me? I don't know. I haven't looked at the classroom assignments yet. Hey, about last night. Don't tell anyone what you saw, okay? See you!
Oh, there it is. Class F, huh? Homeroom teacher is... What? Miss Toriumi? I guess she is older than me, but I was hoping to be with Miss Kano.
What are you doing? Why are you wearing a jersey?
What do you mean, why? We've got practice after class, remember?
But we've got to attend the opening ceremony and go to class before all that. Hurry and head into your classroom so you can change into your normal uniform.
What? But I just... Okay, fine. Just quit glaring at me. So where's the bulletin board with all the class assignments?
It's literally right there, Cause. You're in Class F. I'm in a different homeroom, so I can't keep an eye on you all the time. You got that?
Simple polygon design structure. You can use any program for this, but to make it crystal clear, it's a different story. It's pretty damn good and very crisp.
Good grief.
See you.
Oh dear.
Now, listen closely. A true man should always carry the fiery soul of a samurai within them. Our school curriculum nurtures the samurai spirit within our students so that they contribute to society.
Oh la la, how wonderful! I wish to set my soul on fire and learn the ways of the great samurai also.
That's what I like to hear, my boy! Though you hail from a foreign land, the samurai spirit burns within you all the same.
Are you the new student? Huh. You're a second year, correct? Wow, you've lived in a lot of different places. Let's see, 10 years ago, your parents... I'm sorry. I've been so busy, I didn't have time to read this beforehand. I'm Ms. Toriumi. I teach composition. Welcome to our school. Wow, such enthusiasm. Have you seen the classroom assignments? You're in 2F. That's my class. But first, we need to go to the auditorium. The welcoming ceremony will be starting soon. Come on, I'll show you the way.
And so, another new school year is upon us. I'd like each of you to remember the proverb. If a job's worth doing, it's worth doing well. When applied to student life, this means...
Psst. Hey! You came to school with Takeba-san this morning, right? I saw you two walking together. You must be pretty close, huh? What's the deal between you and her? Oh, and, does she have a boyfriend? Nobody seems to know. Oh, really? I thought you might know, but I guess not. Wait, how close are you guys?
Who's that? Someone's talking. Yeah, sounds like it's coming from Miss Toriumi's class.
Hey, shh. Be quiet. You're gonna get me in trouble.
Sup, dude? How's it going? What? Don't look at me like that. Me? Call me Junpei. Junpei Iori. I transferred here when I was a second year in middle school. It's pretty tough being the new kid at first, you know? So I just wanted to say, hey, see what a nice guy I am? Hey, it's Yuka-tan! Didn't think we'd be in the same class again.
There you go again, acting like everybody's best friend. Try not to make him uncomfortable, okay?
What? I was just being friendly.
If you say so. Anyway, who'd have thought we'd be in the same homeroom? Funny, huh?
Hello? Are you forgetting I'm in this class too? Anyway, I gotta ask. I heard you guys walk to school together. What's up with that? Come on, give me the dirt.
Huh? What are you talking about? We just happen to live in the same dorm. Why do people always jump to conclusions? Have rumors been spreading about this already? Now I'm worried. Hey, you didn't tell anyone about you-know-what, did you? Okay, good. Seriously, don't say anything about last night, okay? What?
Last night?
Wait a minute, don't get the wrong idea. Listen, I just met him yesterday, and there is absolutely nothing between us. Jeez, I have to go now. There's something I need to take care of for the archery team. You better not start any more rumors.
Who cares? No one takes rumors seriously anyway. She's so paranoid. But hey, it's your first day here, and people are already talking about you. Believe it or not, she's actually pretty popular. You're the man.
So what I don't get is how come she's wearing, like, all the other girls in the school are wearing the traditional school uniform, Everyone's wearing it, including this guy with the hat on, and including our protagonist. So why is she the only one wearing like this pink top and stuff? It's not like she's the hall monitor or anything, or maybe she is. Maybe that's the reason why she's wearing a pink top. Or maybe when the females, they take off the black overall jacket that comes with their outfit because they're wearing a white shirt underneath, just like the boys. Maybe when they take off the black top that's jacket that's covered, or whatever it is, the blouse. Maybe when they take it off, it's pink in color on the underside, or maybe it's just white. Maybe she's the only girl in the school that's wearing pink. It doesn't really make sense. I guess it's a neat little way to identify her as being very different, and her popularity means she doesn't really have to abide by the rules. But if that's the case, if she's the most popular girl in school, shouldn't she be hanging with a clique or something? Or maybe because this is early years of Japan, early 2000s, there's no such thing as cliques. But then that's bullshit. There's always cliques in any school, no matter what school it is in what country. Chicks are always hanging with chicks, dudes are always hanging with dudes. It's that simple. So I never really understand why they made her wear a pink top. It doesn't really make sense. It doesn't fit in the old game, it doesn't fit now, but it doesn't really matter. As long as the game stick to the traditional aesthetics of what the original Persona 3 FES was. And then with this remake, reloaded version, everything is a bit different. I'm cool with it. And so far everything is cool. So nothing is off the rails or too bad. Everything is pretty much solid. So I'm going to say for right now, with regards to the story, with regards to the characters I met, with regards to me listening on the conversations, and the music, how it shifted from bumpy, jumpy music to now more solemn Persona 4 music, I say the game is about a good solid 7 at the moment. Now, the weakest character I would say in this game is probably the guy with the hat, because he's like a lesser version than the guy in Persona 4, who's kind of like a goofy, doofy kind of guy. But I don't know, maybe, actually no, now that I think about it, because that guy was basically, his ridiculous behavior was taken off of this guy from Persona 3. So I could be wrong, but I highly doubt I'm wrong. Like Junpei's character model of his behavior was represented in the Persona 4 guy's behavior, so I'm not wrong. I can't say that the guy from Persona 4 is better than the guy in Persona 3, because the Persona guy is pretty much a rip from who this ridiculous guy who jokes around is in Persona 3. So it just made him a representative of who that guy was in 4. Or should I say, they just made the guy from 4 a representative of who the guy is in Persona 3. So I really can't give props to Persona 4 guy to be better than him, since he's basically a rip of this guy. Even though that character is a little bit better than this guy, it really is kind of more like a copy of what this guy is. Doesn't take. I'm not going to take a point away from the game for this, because this game did come out before that game did. So yeah, I'm still keeping it at 7.
Well, here's to a fun school year, dude. You ready to head out? We can walk to the station together. Yo! Yeah. Get a load of this.
Hey!
Good grief.
You think so?
Nah. By the way,
See, that's the one thing about Japanese schools I always envy. They use solar power stuff. I, I think they've been using it since I, I think since the early 2000s. They've been using solar power for their schools. Not all of them, but most of them have been. Maybe since the late 90s as well. I've been noticing it since I've been looking online with regards to not going to schools in Japan or anything when I was in college and stuff, but I've been seeing a lot of solar energy satellites or solar energy disk or solar energy panels being used on top of buildings, especially on schools that are located in China and Japan. And I realized, oh, okay, so That makes perfect sense. I wonder why the United States and Canada don't do a lot of that, but slowly but surely, a lot of schools in the U.S., or at least most colleges in the northern U.S. and some in southern U.S., some schools, or maybe one or two schools in the South have been using satellites on, but I haven't really seen any. Maybe, actually, now I think about it, maybe there's just one I've noticed that's been in New York. I've been using solar powered disc for energy. Maybe even two, but I haven't been seeing a lot lately. But who knows? Like most of the schools in New York and California are still old-fashioned, and it takes time to get rid of a lot of old equipment and put in new equipment. Of course, solar discs are expensive as hell. Like if you're gonna have like solar panels, at least not just one solar panel, several solar panels, that's like millions of dollars right there for solar panels. Like I believe at least one of these is probably like a 100,000 a piece, maybe even more. So that's millions of dollars. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe this whole thing right here is about more than $1 million altogether, including taxes, or maybe it's $500,000. I'm not sure how. It all depends on the length of it, the width of it, and the power capacity of it, and how long does it last. Because it could be anywhere from 300,000 to 300 million, depending on the amount of solar panels you need, or the amount of power output you need from the solar panel, for how long it needs to last. It's like a freaking battery, you know, absorb the solar energy, store it, and use it. So I would say the cheapest, probably like several of these go 4x5, probably would be like for like 300,000 altogether, depending on the length, width, and amount of time or amount of energy it can absorb, and time it can recharge. The cheapest would probably be like 300,000. Others would probably be in the millions. Maybe like 300,000 for like 1 or 2, or even 3. But for like 5 at a certain length, that would already be in the millions. Because we're talking about using energy without using electricity. So it's less about buying something that's more than 100,000 a piece. We're talking about something that's more than 100,000 a piece to give energy to an entire school. So just to think about it from that sense, for depending on how long a school stays open for, and we're talking anywhere from 6 to about 8 hours before the school closed down, or before the last classes. Many classes go for like, a school stays open for about a good 9 hours with students in it, full-time class, 8 to 9 hours, 10 depending on type of school, and then afterwards the students go home or they go back to their dorm. They shut off the solar panels, and then you're just using a regular energy. So and after hours is what the teachers spend their time on, and student faculty events such as art classes, extracurricular classes. So for those things they probably won't need the panels for, but for the main primarily functions of class, wake up in the morning, get to school around 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, or 8 o'clock depending on when your school class starts. It would have to run for about a good 8 hours. 8 or 9 hours. Then you shut it off and then you recharge it.
Yo. That's right.
So you would use electricity, but you probably use at best 2 or 3 hours of electricity.
Check out the jocks on their run.
Like if you're supercharging it for a full 8 hours at night when no one is, or depending on how they do it, they supercharge it the day before, or days when the school is not active, or when the school students are present in the school, to have it on at all times. Well, they can't have it on at all times, but like let's say a school opens on September the 9th, they would have to charge it 2 days in advance for it to work that day for that 8 hours, and then have it on for the following day for the class, and have it active on for the following day because sunlight isn't present in the night. So it would have to stay on not only to give energy but also to observe energy at the same time while still active. So it would have to be a battery that's only used as to give energy when it's not absorbing energy from the sun. So no matter how you look at it, it would have to be constantly absorbing energy. But as you all know, that's not how things go. If you're going to use solar panels to charge batteries or to store energy, you can't be actively having it pull energy at the same time distributing energy, because you might overload it. One or the other have to work, or depending on the type of solar panel or the energy company that's using it, you can do it. So it all depends on the type that you are getting. Commercialized stuff probably you don't have to worry about that stuff.
Say, you thinking about joining the club? Oh wait, new members gotta wait a while before they can apply. Your stop's at Iwatodai, right?
Worms, man. Must be nice.
Talk about living life wild and free. Well, I'm going this way, so see you tomorrow.
Now this is an old game, so things don't look as pretty as Persona 5 does, because this is an older game. But they did try to make things look more up to date and upkeep and more modern, like Persona 4 and 5 was, because they want to make it a parody of those other games. In order for something to be a parody, both in behavior and both in actions, they also have to do so for the world around them, so make it more colorful as well, while still keeping the old aesthetics in place.
see.
Yeah. Huh?
This is different. I don't remember this from the original game. I think they might have built something new here. I don't remember ever going up to 3 flights like this. So this could be something that they add to the game. So if it is, I'll give it like a 7.1. I don't remember this at all. I mean, it's been like a while. Like almost more like almost 12, 13 years since I played this game. I believe I played like the second year it came out. So this originally came out in 2009. I think I played it in 2010. So it's like a good 13, 14 years ago. Maybe more. Or maybe I actually played it in 2009. It's been like more than 14 years since. This is a very large area. I don't remember this from the original game being this big. But then again, it's been like almost 15 years. So they have like more than 10 years to do improvements on this game. So I wouldn't be surprised if they expanded the area. It looks awesome. The space is awesome. It's wide. I mean, if anyone ever says it's not as colorful as the other Persona games, like, you're talking apples and oranges here. This game came out way before the fifth Persona game, which was the most colorful one. Like, way before. This came out in 2009. Persona, like, 5 came out like 20 years or something like that. So, there's a huge 10-year difference. More than probably 10 years between the Persona 5 and this Persona. So, yeah, technology advanced to like all technology advanced per the year, and if not per the year, per every 2 years. So this game has like Persona 5 has like a huge advantage over this game by like 5 times more advantage over this game. So if anyone ever says, "Well, I like Persona 5 or Persona 4 design better," like those games have 3 times or 5 times more advantage in technology over this game. So I laugh at those people, like, you must be an idiot. You're comparing a 2009 game to a 2020 plus game. That's like comparing Terminator 1 to Terminator like Genesis or some shit like that, where everything is more graphic rather than, you know, motion graphics and practical effects. You can never compare CGI to classic practicals. It's ignorance to even try.
Welcome back. Yes.
So mind your own biz, whatever like is, we gon' flow with this. Hey, feeling the fire with the burning desire every day. We inspire but never expires. But we gon' chill today, let me rock the world tomorrow, you know.
By the way,
there is something that concerns me. It's like, how did the girl knew about things being weird outside at night? Like, if she was outside and she saw that outside is strange at night, and things change outside the dormitory at night, I wonder if it's just her and him that knows about this. Because I'm pretty sure there are plenty of people within the city that go out at night. And they don't all know that those strange things are happening. So this might be something that's just happening within the area of the dormitory. And only within the area of the dormitory, not around. It was probably a phenomenon that happened on a specific day, or something related to this location specifically. So Takeba saw it, probably. And it's probably a one-day event thing, or probably something associated with this place, or the individuals that live in this place, that only they could see it. Which means the people in here aren't normal. Which means Takeba is normal and the girl over there probably aren't normal. And they're not filling him in. I'm also aware that even though this is a boys and girls dormitory together, you don't see a lot of people present within the dorm, a lot of boys and a lot of girls, because this is a game that was made back in the days. So they probably didn't have the budget to keep creating a lot of nodes and a lot of bots associated with those nodes in order for those bots to move all about the place, but they had enough in order to put them inside of the school itself, but not inside the dorm itself. So I was always weirded out about that fact, that why in this dorm there are only a certain amount of people. But then I remember from the original story, it was probably intended for them to be only a couple of people within this dorm, because I believe this dorm is not a normal dorm. Otherwise there would have been a whole lot more students in this dorm. And it's to be fleshed out later on within the game. At least that's what I originally thought when I played the game. There's not a lot of people in the dorm. And I still think the same thing today. But it never occurred to me in the past to think that maybe there's some in this dorm. And my answer was always the same with regards to this game, is the people never wrote the script for him to ask the questions, why are only a few people in the dorm? But I'm pretty sure I know the reason why. There's nothing normal about this dorm whatsoever at all. And there's a reason why when he was coming into this dorm, he saw like coffins around. So the people in this dorm probably aren't normal, or this dorm probably isn't normal either. It's probably like a Spook Central dorm or something.
The nighttime of love, the sun unwind. Any types of rhymes, yeah, I'm down. Sit back, relax to the sound that goes around, 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 around. She said, hey, 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 feeling the fire with the burning desire. Every day we inspire, but never expires. But we gon' chill today, let me rock the world.
I'm going out for a bit.
Hmm?
Have you seen the newspapers lately? There's a lot going on.
I know. Severe cases of apathy syndrome are suddenly developing in people who showed no symptoms prior. It's been quite a topic of discussion. They say it's due to stress, but...
Yeah, right. It's gotta be them. Otherwise, it's not worth my time.
You have a one-track mind. Will you be okay out there on your own?
Don't worry. I'm just getting a little practice.
This isn't a game, Akihiko.
Have you heard? Hold up. What?
Okay, time for class. Hey,
What?
what even?
Of course, I knew it wouldn't be a rain of flowers because flowers represent spring. You know, April showers bring May flowers. May flowers. Summer does. The summer in Japan doesn't really start in May. It's in July or June, I believe. So it would be vivid carp streamers or some crap like that. I don't know. I'm not Japanese, so I don't understand the logic anyway. But the standards are placed anyway, regardless of where you are in the world. As long as you have 4 seasons, it's always the same. In April is always raining season, and flower starts to bloom in May and in June, and July and August are typically the summer months. At least that's the standard around the world. Mostly July. So I know the answer was not going to be flowers, because flowers are typically associated with spring. But I picked it anyway because flowers are mainly present in the summer anyway. Are mostly alive in the summer, even though they're born in the springtime or the late spring. No shit. Like I said, rain of flowers represents spring. I'm not sure about Mystical Mirage. Never heard of that one before. Yes, I know March is the time for which the transition happens. This is all stuff that happens within 4 seasons. It doesn't really matter what country you're from. Like for right now, we're in April, so all the dead flowers that are present, or all the dead roses, or any form of flower, even some weeds. Well, weeds don't really count; they grow whenever. But any flowers that are growing right now, or even certain trees starting to blossom right now, they're blossoming in early April, and you won't see them. You won't really see them as flowers until like mid-May, late May, or they won't bloom until early May or mid-May. Some you might actually see bloom in late April. So I won't be playing this game for too long. I don't know when.
Oh, he's back.
I don't know when the action is gonna start, when I'm gonna get into combat. But for right now, the story is pretty good. I like how it's going. I believe the story of Persona 4 was also pretty good to start out with. You get to see all the family, you get to meet the characters, so on and so forth. But I believe the overall story in this game is far more deeper and more psychological than the story in 4, which was just like a murder mystery type thing. So this is more of cultish type, taking down a cult or evil cult that's trying to bring the dead into the world, some type of craziness. Far more complicated story than that of 4. Even though the complication of 4's story was to find out the mystery of the psycho killer, which was far more complicated than this. Even though it was single-mindedly complicated, this is more general overall story complicated.
So, this is our new guest. Good evening. My name is Shuji Ikutsuki. I'm the chairman of the board for your school. Ikutsuki. Hard to say, isn't it? That's why I don't like introducing myself. Even I get tongue-tied sometimes. Please, have a seat. I apologize for the confusion regarding your accommodations, but it may take a bit longer before you receive the proper room assignment. Is there anything you'd like to ask? To welcome you, of course. You don't mind, do you? Speaking of which, Takeba-kun, have you seen Kirijo-kun by any chance?
She's upstairs.
As diligent as always. But it couldn't hurt to come down and say hello. Is there anything else? There are only 4 students in this dorm. You, Takeba-kun here, Kirijo-kun, and a 3rd year named Akihiko Sanada-kun. I hope you all get along. Do you have another question?
Yeah, and he doesn't. Our protagonist doesn't find that weird. There's a big ass dorm, and there's only 4 people in the dorm. 2 females and 2 males. He doesn't find that weird at all. I mean, if in a small little house, I would say yes, but this is like bigger than a house, and he doesn't find that weird that there's only 4 people living in this dorm. That was the thing I always took away from the original PlayStation 3 version of this game, and I never quite understood. Even then, I still don't understand now. Why were there only 4 people in this building? And I always chalked it up, at least now I do, I chalked it up to something being weird about this building particularly, or the reason why these 4 in here are specifically meant to be in here, because there are a selected few who could see or who could combat things in places that normal people could not. So I believe he was specifically selected to come to this dorm. Otherwise, it would make no sense to have him come to a dorm with only 4 people in it. So for selection, for what reason, I do not know. I didn't know back then, I still don't know now.
You saw something strange? Like what? You were probably just tired. I wouldn't worry about it. Any other questions? Excellent. Here's to a wonderful school year. Now, if you'll excuse me. I'm sure you're worn out from all these formalities. You may want to consider going to bed early. As they say, the early bird catches the bookworm. Get it? Bookworm? Because you're students? Clever, isn't it?
You'll get used to his lame jokes. I guess I'll head back to my room too. Like the chairman said, you should get some rest. Transferring schools is a real pain when you're not used to it. Good night.
Hello there. So, how's he doing?
He went to bed a little while ago. He's currently fast asleep. Mr. Chairman, do you think he's...
Well, let's wait and see for now. The dark hour is approaching.
Come on, what do you say? I can't leave a pretty girl standing around in the cold like this.
What do you think, Mayumi? I mean, I'm cool with it, but if my parents found out...
You don't need to know. Just drop him a text. He'll be fine.
Yeah. Okay, let's do it.
This sucks.
So So now I'm starting to remember. I'm starting to remember the story. I don't remember them monitoring him within his room, the protagonist. I don't remember that part, but it could have been in the original story, or maybe it's just an additive within this remake version of Persona 3. But if it is so, it was present in the original, then I was right from the beginning. This dorm is not a normal dorm, and there's the only reason why there's only a few people in this dorm is because it's specifically designed to be isolated from the rest of society. Otherwise, many other students would be in that dorm because their activities in the dorm are, I wouldn't say it's non-school related, but it has nothing to do with school. That dorm is like a front, like you know, a dodge or an afterthought or a spy. If not a spy, it's a camouflage. If anything, it is a camouflage for what the real activities that they're doing in there. The dorm represent a camouflage of students that are going to the school, and it's a dorm in association with the school, but the school dorm is really not for or has anything to do with the school whatsoever at all. The dorm is specifically designed for special type of students who have probably aren't interested in anything associated with the school whatsoever. Their sole purpose is other extracurricular activities that go bump in the night. Probably killing monsters and all that stuff. So it's just a little pop-up store.
Serious. I was scared shitless.
Nice story, though.
Camouflage it's for its real activities.
And that's all for tonight, folks. Tune in again next week, same time, same place.
The program you just heard was sponsored by Kirito Electronics, bringing the future to you. The time is now 12 a.m.
Huh? What the? What's happening to me?
He's still sleeping. The dark hour occurs every day at 12 midnight. You could say it's the hidden hour. During this time, an ordinary person transmogrifies into a coffin and is oblivious to all that occurs.
Then he must be...
As you can see, he's retained his human form. He may be asleep, but he's definitely experiencing the dark hour. The only question that remains is whether or not he has the potential. Though, come to think of it, he must. If he didn't, they would have preyed on him by now.
Scary.
In any case, we should continue to monitor him for a few more days.
Yes, sir.
I feel kinda bad, though, spying on him like this.
Welcome to the Velvet Room. My name is Igor. I am delighted to make your acquaintance. This is Elizabeth,
She's a resident here, like myself.
Pleased to meet you.
This place exists between dream and reality, mind and matter. Only those who have signed the contract can enter this place. From now on, you shall be welcome here as a guest in the Velvet Room. You were destined to hone your unique ability, and you will require my assistance to do so. I only ask one thing in return. Abide by your contract, and assume full responsibility for the choices you make. Precisely. You are fast asleep in the real world as we speak. This visit of yours is merely a dream. However, you will come here of your own accord, sooner or later. Hold on to this. Until we meet again.
Morning! Right?
Now, moving on.
Good grief.
What's up? How's it going? Want to stop somewhere on the way home? I don't know. Maybe grab a bite to eat? That's right. You're new around here. No worries. I'll show you. It's just around the corner from here. Let's go. This is Polonium Mall. Whenever I hang out with the guys from school, we end up coming here. There's a karaoke box, an arcade. Oh yeah, you can rent out CDs too. And there's that club over there. Not that I've ever done it myself. This place may not look like much, but I'm not complaining. Let's check out the CDs first. Oh, whoa, that's new. I gotta try this. Let me show you my mad crane game skills. Ah, damn it! Oh, come on, man. I am not leaving empty-handed. Dude, I'm gonna look from the side. Yeah, that's it! Yo! One more try. Just one more.
Welcome back.
So dance, if you wanna go ahead. Free to do whatever, I'm chilling on my bed. I'm minding my biz, so mind your own biz. Whatever like is, we gon' flow with the set. Hey, 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 feeling the fire with the burning desire. Every day, we inspire, but never expire.
By the way,
We gon' chill today, let me rock the world tomorrow, you know?
I think...
Oh, right.
Chill vibes, the nighttime of love, it's on and on one, any types of rise, yeah I'm down, sit back, relax to the sound that goes around, 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 she said, hey, 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 feeling the fire with the burning desire, every day we inspire, but never expires, but we gon' chill today, let me rock the world tomorrow, yeah. So dance, if you wanna go ahead, free to do whatever, I'm chilling on my bed.
Okay, so if I am to subtract, let's say I'm going to subtract about 30 to 40 minutes of me speaking, or let's say a maximum of 1 hour of me speaking. Let's say if I wasn't speaking for about a full hour, I would still have been playing this demo for about an hour and 20 minutes if I was to subtract the amount of time I was speaking and not doing anything. So an hour of me not talking whatsoever is present in this game. That means without me speaking whatsoever at all and just doing activities, it would already be anywhere from like say 45 minutes to about an hour if I was to speak to everyone in the game. Now if I was to skip and go directly in the path of the story, it would have already been past 30 minutes of the original story at least, which means for a demo it's already pretty damn good to have more than an hour of content and it's still going. So I'm gonna stop in the next 5 minutes and I'll continue the part 2 to this tomorrow. So I'll go to bed and I'll do the next activity, and then I'll stop. Or whatever's going on here, I'll stop after this. So far, I would say so far in the game, I'm at a good 7.3 with regards to the game right now. I'm liking where the game is going. I'm not bored with regards to the story. The tutorial very light. Everything is presented with me during the process of me going from location to location. And slowly but surely, certain things are going to be revealed in the game. Like, the game is going to tell you, hey, this is how you do this. This is how you do this. This is how you do social networking. This is how you fight combat. As you're progressing through the story, because this is a story-based game, it's going to, and a social network game, it's going to tell you when you should do certain things in the tutorial, and the tutorial is going to be part of the story as well. So if you're going to do a tutorial in a game, this is how you want to do it. You don't want to do it like Atelier Yuna, trying to force everything within the person's mind, within building this, doing this all at once at the same time. You want to slowly but surely, gradually reveal this is how you do certain things within the story. So now I think Yumi's whole thing is that they made certain activities complicated with regards to how you're going to build certain things when they should have done it more simple. Because no one wants to spend a ridiculous time trying to understand the functions of those things, or if it's not complicated, it's just too many crunch all at once. So I'm going to continue this for the next 5 minutes, and after that I'll just turn it off and get back to doing my work for about a good 3 hours, and I'll probably go to sleep around 4:30. Yeah, I'll probably do an extra 2 hours of my own work before I go to sleep around 4:30, and then that's it. I'm gonna start everything because I already completed about a good a solid 6 hours. When did I start it? Because today I had off, but I actually started to do work around 4 o'clock, 4 p.m., and then I believe I stopped and took a break around 10 o'clock. Yeah, so 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8 to 9, 9, 10. So a good 6 hours. And then I took a break around 10 o'clock. And then I started to do the gaming stuff around 11 or something. 11 or, yeah, about 11. So, yeah, a good 2 hours have passed right now. It's already past 1 o'clock. So, yeah, I'm going to get in about another good 2 hours attached to my work. And that should hit me for about anywhere from 7 to 8 hours of actually solid work getting done today. If not 8 hours, let's say if the time of me thinking to do something is messed up, I would say if I subtract an hour from that, I would at least get 6 hours of actual work done today. And the next 2 hours were probably had something to do with eating food or just watching television or something like that. But as long as I get anywhere from 5 to 6 hours of good work done, of actual work done around the house, then I'm good.
How is he?
Looks like he's a little worn out. He went to bed without changing out of his uniform. Other than that, nothing has changed since last night.
Very interesting. Even those who have the potential tend to be unstable at first. Memory loss, disorientation. This subject is rather unique. He hasn't exhibited any of the common symptoms.
But We're treating him like a guinea pig.
Oh, don't look at it like that. The two of you are classmates, right? Consider it an opportunity to have someone your own age here. Besides, we need all the help we can get.
I guess that's true, but still...
Command room speaking. Akihiko, what's wrong?
You're not gonna believe it. This thing is huge. Unfortunately, it's chasing after me right now. I'm almost back. Just letting you know in advance.
Does that mean he's bringing that thing here?
Mr. Chairman, that's enough observation for now. We need to prepare for combat.
Right. Be careful.
Akihiko!
I'm all right. Get ready to be surprised. It'll be here any second.
This is no time to joke around.
Is it one of them, Sanada-kun?
Yeah, but not an ordinary one.
Ah! What was that? You've got to be kidding me!
Mr. Chairman, please head for the command room. Takeba, go upstairs and wake him up. Then escape out the back.
But what about you two?
We'll stop it here. You're the one who led it to us, Akihiko, so I'm going to have you fight.
It's not like I asked it to follow me. What are you waiting for, Takeba? Go!
Okay. Sorry, but I'm coming in. There's no time to explain. We have to get out of here now. Hurry! To the first floor! We'll leave through the back. Oh, wait! Take this just in case. Okay, let's go. All right, we should be safe now.
Takeba, do you read me?
Yes, I hear you.
Be careful. There appears to be more than one enemy. The primary one's lurking somewhere nearby.
What? Let's pull back! What are we gonna do? It's at the front door! Should we go upstairs for now? Let's go! Yeah. It's getting closer! I need to calm down. It's gonna be okay. Getting to safety is our priority now. Sorry. What was that? Don't tell me it got inside! It's getting closer! Keep moving! Right! If we go out through here, then... I've locked the door, so we should be safe for now. Huh? That's it! One of the monsters that attacked us! It's a shadow!
It's here.
Wait.
Go on. Perssona. I am thou. Thou art I. From the sea of thy soul I come. I am Orpheus, master of strings.
Just as we thought.
What on earth was that?
Is it over? No! No! Get away from me! Those shadows! Did they break off from that other one?
I do remember. I do remember them going away from the whole using a gun to blow your brains out thing, because they were trying to sell Persona 4 and Persona 5 as more towards younger audiences, where Persona 3 was meant for teenagers and much older audiences, um, because they needed to get more foreigners to play their games. They strayed away from the more violent nature that was Persona 3. So, having a guy blow his head off wasn't exactly kosher after like the 2010. So that's why you don't see that in Persona 4 and 5. That's why one of the reasons why I still like this game is it still held the classic grunge dark nature that was the original Atlas company before it became more for any player of any age. Even though to this very day there are some games that are made by Atlas that are kind of dark. I believe after Persona 3 they really dialed it down from its darker nature, which was present in Persona 2, Persona 1, Persona 3, and even Persona 0. Yeah, because it's not a good look to have your character when they initiate a power to summon a persona to blow your head off, or or to use a knife and stab yourself in the heart or some crazy shit like that, or to pluck your eye out, some insanity. So they got past all that and it went straight to the whole, something more cleaner and nicer in Persona 5. Another reason why I appreciate this game more than Persona 5, because even though it's dark and gritty, certain things are quite simple to understand within the menu system, within the combat system. It's not complicated whatsoever at all. It's something anyone can understand and know how to use. So after this fight, I'm going to call it a day. Well, then again, all Persona games aren't complicated at all, to be honest with you. None of them are. I guess what I'm trying to say is the complication with regards to certain political and social issues, as well as psychological issues, was dialed down a lot after Persona 3.
Are you okay? Oh, come on! Can you hear me? Oh, say something!
It's so good to see you again. You lost consciousness after awakening to your power. Ooh, I see that it was Orpheus who heeded your call. Very interesting. That was the power of Perssona, the manifestation of your psyche. A persona is a facet of your personality that surfaces as you react to external stimuli. You can think of it as a mask that protects you as you brave many hardships. The power of a persona is the power of one's soul. And the soul is fueled by the depth of one's bonds. As you form these bonds by becoming involved with others, your own social links will gradually develop. The strength of these social links will foster the growth of your persona abilities. Please remember this. Now then, time marches on in your world. I shouldn't keep you here any longer. Next time we meet, you will come here of your own accord. Until then, farewell.
You're awake! How do you feel? Thank goodness you finally woke up! Oh, this is Tatsumi Memorial Hospital. It's just a short walk from the station. The doctor couldn't find anything wrong. He said you were just exhausted. Hey, I'm sorry I wasn't helpful at all back there. But wow, that power of yours was really something. You mean the shadows? They're what we're fighting against. And that power you used, we call it Perssona. Don't worry, we'll explain everything later. I'm sorry I didn't tell you before. I wanted to tell you something. I can kinda relate. To you, I mean. My dad died in an accident when I was little, and my mom and I aren't exactly on good terms. You're all alone too, aren't you? To be honest, I already heard about your past, but it didn't seem fair, so I wanted you to know about mine too. This was a while ago, but there was a big explosion in the area. Supposedly, my dad died in the blast, but nobody really knows what happened. At the time, he was working in a lab run by the Kirijo group, so I'm hoping if I stick around long enough, I'll find out more about it. That's why I'm going to Gekukan High. And why I was there when this happened to you. Not that I was much help. I kinda panicked. That was my first time facing them too. Sorry. You wouldn't have to go through all this if I weren't such a coward. Thanks. Sorry for telling you all this the minute you opened your eyes. While I was waiting, I thought to myself, I've been hiding so many things from him. As soon as he wakes up, I'll tell him the truth. So thanks for listening. I've been wanting to share that story with someone for a long time. Alright, I'm gonna get going. I'll let the others know you're okay. They said you could leave once you regain consciousness, so I think you're free to go home. See you! Oh, welcome back!
So dance. If you wanna go ahead.
Hey!
Free to do whatever. I'm chilling on my bed. I'm out in my biz. So mind your own biz. Whatever like is. We gon' flow with this head. Hey, hey, hey. Feeling the fire with the burning desire. Every day we inspire but never expires. But we gon' chill today. Let me rock the world tomorrow. You know?
Alright, so I'm calling it a day after this. I think it's best for me to just yeah, it's been more than 2.5 hours now. So I believe I played about maybe an hour and a half, and then other than an hour and a half, the remaining time, the next hour or the next hour and 15 was about me just talking about the game. So yeah, this is pretty much a long demo, so I'm gonna play the second part tomorrow, and then after the second part I'll just call it a day, because there's no reason for me to do a third part to a demo. typically I only do a part 1 and part 2 with regards to demos, and once I go over 2 hours of a demo, no matter if I finish the demo or not, I know whether it's good enough to purchase or not good enough to purchase. So far the game is at 7.3 so far. And the action, well, actually now I was in combat, I was using the combat, and the persona I'm using is pretty badass, and the fighting system is the same as 4 and 5, so it's pretty simple and pretty easy to use, and pretty self-explanatory with regards to certain buttons to use. So I'll give it like 2 more points for combat. 1 is a turn-based combat, and it tells you what you need to know and how to use it, and 2, how you switch and how you switch to it, various enemies, and how you switch to characters, guard, and so on and so forth is present as well. So I'm at a 7.5 with regards to the game now. So yeah, everything is going pretty much good. Pretty good. Combat ain't the best combat, but it's pretty good for what the game came out since 2009. For when the game came out in 2009. Yeah, I'll call it a day. I'm going to call it a day on the 18th. I'll have this guy say his little thing, and then after that, I'll save the game. In fact, I'll just skip this, fast forward it right now.
Can we call it a day?
Home safe. I'm glad you're feeling okay now.
I know I'm skipping a lot of dialogue, but I wanted to hit the save button when I can. And that's it for this game. Tomorrow I'll continue.